a top. What's up, YouTube? I gotta say what's up to you. I gotta give YouTube some love, you know, some intro love, you know. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I'm gonna go over the rosters and what I think. Nips with a gift and stuff to big and tasty, baby. Can I get some motherfucking love in the chat for the boys? Holy moly. The support right now, man. The support right now is serious. Yo, Nips with a back-to-back gift of subs. IDNLD with a Twitch Prime. My man Fig and Tasty with a big boy 100 bomb, dude. Holy shit. My man follows and then just drops a bomb like that. God damn. Alright, start again. So Splice, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I'm gonna go over rosters. I bet a lot of you guys have questions like, why am I not in the SPL? And it's been crazy. Like, I feel like I am better than some of these players on these rosters, but unfortunately I didn't get an opportunity. And for me, I'm not the type of player who's gonna bash other players because it's just not the way to go about things. I think all these players are great, and some of them that are not the great, I think, or have potential. That's for sure. Do I feel like I should be on some of these on one of these rosters? I feel like I should. I feel like I have qualities and things that I see some of these players that are on these teams that don't have. But I'm not, so you know I'm gonna be on SML team. I'm gonna be playing with some guys that I do appreciate and love as homies, which is super fun. At the end of the day, when you're playing competitive, you're playing professional. You want to play with guys that you love and guys that you are comfortable with and guys that you feel like would be like, you know, just enjoying yourself playing Smite. Because at the end of the day, we start playing these video games to enjoy ourselves, and that's the most important thing. So Splice, like I said, I think they're a top 2 team, no questions asked. They have mass synergy, and that's the biggest thing in pro play right now is having synergy. That's why you see teams moving rosters around all the time. Synergy is the most important thing, and butting heads, and because all these guys are like most of these guys are all talented, and it's all about just putting your brains together and working together. At the end of the day, holy shit, can we take this out of my face? So I think this is a top 2 team, regardless. I think top 2 for sure.
Let me get that woo.
Woo! Alright, yo, Figure Tasty's being on the YouTube video, man. Figure Tasty with back-to-back 100 motherfucking bombs, dude. Can I get some motherfucking chop boys in the chat for the boy dropping bombs? He's gonna be on YouTube. Yo, YouTube, say what's up to Fig and Tasty, bro. That's a brother right there. Now stop loving the chat, dude. This man is dropping bombs, dude. United, Vedium, Callis, Big Man Tinks, Ice, Baby, Benji, Amazing Soul Laner, Ice. I mean, you guys know what's good with him. Beast Jungle, Big Man Tinks. I've seen his raw and I've seen his gameplay for a while. I think he's solid. I think if he's able to mesh and get comfortable with Ice Baby, I feel like good things can happen here. Callis, amazing support. Vedium, great ADC. Vedium's either hot or cold, and I feel like that's what depends on his team. That always depends on his team. Like if he feels comfortable within the team environment and he feels good. Like I feel like he is a great hunter and he has amazing potential. Just how they fit. So there is some personality in this team for sure. Some significant personality. So if they're able to mesh somehow, I think it's like a 3-4 team in my opinion. SSG, yes. I'm not gonna be biased. I love these guys straight up. I mean, brothers. Van, I love Van. Known Barracuda, love Barracuda. Jeff Hinla, my dog. Aquarius, super cool dude. Love Aquarius as well. Andy as well. I've known these guys for, I don't know, 5 years. Too long. I mean, honestly, I've known all these guys for a very long time now. But to keep it, you know, if I was gonna put money on this and put it on a team, the question is can they mesh? They stay together, and that's always a great signal, because that means like, hey yo guys, look, we didn't play our best at Worlds, but we see the potential, we see the future, we have the vision together, and that is always something really important, because great teams aren't made in you know, months, 2 months, 3 months. You could have a good fling and get together and just pop off in the beginning, but resilience shows always, and I feel like that's what's gonna happen at Space Station this year. I think they can pop off. Shooks with a 9 months. I love you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But like I said, I think they're gonna be a 4 or 5 team. I think a 4th place team. I think they're gonna be middle of the pack first season. I mean first round, and then I think they're gonna move up to like 3-2. That's my vision with them. SK Gaming, is that, man? This team did really well towards the end. They were getting comfortable. Paul was popping off. Paul's always had insane potential, insane mechanics, insane like just knowing his spikes and his damage with certain characters, and obviously he has his, you know, his power picks: Uller, Hebo, Rajin. I know there's more that I'm not remembering right now. Sam, always had a ton of respect for Sam. A jungler that never had fucking didn't have ego, and he always played relatively good. And then now, towards the end of the year, really put everything together and popped off. Um, so that was like the biggest thing. Sam has really popped off and known where to put pressure in the lanes, pressuring a lane as a jungler and pressuring, like setting the pace for your game is the biggest thing. So this team, I think they're gonna be a four team, four, five. I think they're gonna be right next to the space age. I think these two teams are like right there, right next to each other. 4-5, 4-5, both of them. I think this team. I think these three teams, in my opinion, have like anyone can take games off each other. Um, with these guys always, I think having the advantage though, just because of the lack of synergy here. But anything can happen. You can start off to a good spring, a good fling, and feel good. You never know. This team Trifecta, this team was brought together like kind of last minute. Um, Wowie, I've always said good things about Wowie. He's a great hunter. Um, Relatively quiet guy, but he when he feels comfortable, he'll feed the information you need from an ADC. Ionic, I don't know enough about Ionic. I mean, I've watched him obviously in Cog Red. I've heard him before. He has pretty decent comms. Um, Lasbra, obviously we've seen Lasbra play towards the the end of what was the fucking land? I forgot the land's name. Whatever, that last land to go to Worlds. Um, and he's going mid lane. Um, can you take anything away from him? If you're a jungler, you have good mechanics, you have great understanding of the game. All you gotta do is put in the hours, and you can transition. Um, and so I think he's able to. And this team, I mean, a lot of people are gonna hate on him. Hate on this team because there's two big personalities here, three big personalities and content creators on this team. And yes, you can easily point out like, oh, this is a content creation team. But at the end of the day, even if they are a content creation team, um, that's good for the game. You need Smite doesn't have that good of viewership, bro. Let's be real. Like Smite does not have that good of viewership, especially since it's only on Mixer. It has lowered a ton, so this is healthy for the environment. And at the end of the day, you want Smite to grow. Looking at it from an outside perspective, you want Smite to be healthy in a healthy environment and a healthy game. And this is gonna help. This is gonna help. This team is gonna help. And that's just being real. Same thing with SSG, and that's just keeping it real from an outside perspective and wanting Smite to be successful. Ducky, I didn't say anything about Ducky. Ducky's awesome. Ducky is actually an amazing player. No lie. I've watched him play for a while. For the past 2 years. Uh, he feeds information from a solo laner. Honestly, all you need. You don't need any more comps from a solo laner. When you're zoning, when you're not, when you're invading, when you're not. And he plays his role. He's a role player, and he has potential to pop off with Guardians. Um, Pittsburgh Knights, the hype. Obviously, the hype around this team. I mean, powerhouse team. I mean, no questions about it. Adapting the GOAT. I mean, to be fair, like he statistically wise and from what you've seen, he has 2 rings. Nobody else has 2 rings, um, in the jungle role. So you got to respect stats and numbers always. And he's just an amazing jungler. Zero Ho's amazing mid laner. I mean, top notch. He's passionate about the game. Always trying to bring new shit to the table. Super smart about positioning. Super smart about spikes and damage. I mean, Zero Ho's is one of my favorite mids from EU for sure. Um, and I think I mean, just lights out, dude. He's a beast. What can you say? And Millsy is a great support. Um, I can see this team working really well just because I know them. I know them all, like personality wise. From my opinion and my perspective, and I think they're gonna mesh super well, which is gonna be super scary for the talent on this team. Like Deathwalker, really laid back guy, but he'll talk when he needs to. Adapting, laid back as well. I mean, I know all you guys know adapting for like seeing his rage videos. I know some of you guys, but he's level headed. I mean, he's level headed, and I feel like Zero Hose. I mean, these two like will level head each other out. Because they're both great players and they both synergize well and they're both homies in real life. So I feel like that this is gonna be this combo right here is super scary. You have amazing side lanes. Vo is a beast. Vo is a silent killer. He'll just do his own thing, and then some games he just happens to fucking pop off and win you the game out of nowhere. Um, and then Deathwalker, I mean, so you just have this guy in solo lane just zoning. So I mean, he's honestly gonna be this is gonna be an amazing roster. What else could you say? Millsy, I think he's like the cherry on top as well, like an amazing support with amazing mechanics for a support and good calling and good feed. So this team, yes, they have the most potential in my opinion. Do they mesh? I think they're gonna mesh really well, pretty fast. So I think this is gonna be number one team, with Splice 1-2-1-2. Um, so Renegades is an interesting team for sure. Talent, I mean, yes, Funballer hasn't performed in a while because whatever. Smite is a team game at the end of the day, and if your team isn't winning, you're gonna look like shit. It doesn't matter what role you're in. If you get, it's just the way it is. It's really hard to like just shine when your whole team's behind. It's just the way it is. It's not basketball. Basketball, you can still you can still score some buckets and dribble and look good even if your team is behind. Smite is not like that. If the other team is ahead, they somehow took steroids and they're bigger than you and they're dunking on you. You know what I mean? So it's different in that aspect. But Funballer, I think is still a pretty good hunter for sure. Still hits his shit. Raffer, still is he playing support? Yeah, he's playing support. Raffer's world champ support, good support, feeds info, plays aggressive support. I think one thing special Raffer has is he can set the tempo as a support, which is always a great thing, which is something you don't see too much out of supports in my opinion. Um, Dardes, I don't know enough about Dardes to be honest. I don't watch him enough, but I think from what I've seen, he has a lot of potential. I think this team can. So it's like kind of like a rival team. Like if they have great chemistry, they can take games off any team with just flat out chemistry. Um, Cherio, we all know Mr. Cherio. I mean, he likes his Naja, he likes his Guardians. And I think his best role was jungle, just flat out, from what we've seen before. And he's back in the role, so let's see what happens. And Nika's always performed pretty decent, regardless of being not that great of a team. Not being a top seeded team, he's always performed pretty well. So I think it just all comes to like, can this team have chemistry? I mean, that's the question for every team. But if they do, I think they could be a middle of the pack team. Damn, bro. Honestly, these teams are. I'm just trying to like put insight and just be nice and be real. Because I don't want to say anything negative about anyone here because they're all great players. To say they're bad players is just being a prick. Um, Arkil, I think Arkill's the best hunter in the game. Flat out. PBM, PBM B support. I mean, we've seen him. He just he has great calls and he talks loud and fucking makes plays and plays shit that you don't think like he plays shit a certain way and you don't even expect it. Like he'll play Terra and fucking dive your backline and kill two people and you'll be like that was the Guardian that just killed our mage. Like what just happened? How did that happen? And that's like at the end of the day setting the tempo. What I kind of said what Raffer does, like PBM does that as well. Um, and then he has the ability to play true support and kind of switch it up and play true support. He's not always diving your backline. He's really defending his team and it catches you off guard because in the middle of an SPL game, you're like, oh, yo, like PBM is diving me. We need to do something about this. And then you try to like change your gameplay to defend against PBM, and then your team changes its style, and then PBM is kind of like PBM changes his style, and he's peeling for his team instead. And now your solo laner's dead. Kind of things like that he brings to the game that makes him special, in my opinion. Um, which is super cool about him. So that duel lane's scary as hell. I mean, PBM doesn't even need to. Arkeel could say whatever the hell he wants in French. PBM would be like, kill, 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 and they're gonna kill their lane, and that's what I think from this team. Panda's a brother. I mean, he is great mechanics in any role he's played. The thing is, if I were gonna put him in any other role, it would be mid, just because you could do mid hunters, and I don't see any reason why Panda couldn't transition into playing mages. Um, so I think if Panda can bring it together and feel comfortable around this squad, I think insane things can happen. Twiggy's a beast. He plays a Phil jungle for sure. Like he'll do what's necessary for the team, which is a great aspect from a jungler. Like he's not gonna play an assassin every game and dive your backline every game. That's not what he's gonna do. He'll switch it up according to what the team needs. He'll play an Osiris with Wingblade and Frostbound and be a extra front line. He'll play a supportive style, play an Emir and build tank and let PBM do a little bit more damage. So this is kind of good for PBM's aggressive style because he could transition it more with Twiggy. Um, and Final K, I mean, you guys heard me talk about Final K before. Final K is great solo laner. Um, he could do almost everything that he needs from the solo lane. And then and more sometimes. So that's what I think Final K brings to the table. He could play the Terra and the Sobek, but then he could bring out the Herc and smash her face in and cause disruption on the soul lane side of things. So and then let's see, Dignitas. Dude, there's great teams everywhere. Dig, Ataraxia, Hunter. That's the switch up, a big switch up. Will Ataraxia and Trix mesh? I mean, I don't know. I know. Wait, I know how Trix is. I know I don't know Ataraxia too much. Like if I see him, I'll say it was good, but I don't know enough about this to say anything. They're both great players. Hurry makes great plays sometimes. I feel like he's hot and cold. Um, but when he is hot, he's great to play around. Like he'll be popping off plays and be super, pushing comms, which a mid laner you don't really see that often, and he pushes comms out when he's hot. Cubo is an underrated ass jungler. I don't know. I think he's like sometimes I watch him play and I'm like, oh, that's Cubo Fred. Like yeah, he's like a top jungler in EU. But then like sometimes I watch him, I'm like, holy shit! Like the amount of opening he had to make that play and he made it happen. You know what I mean? Cubo, and then Cubo obviously in Tricks. You know the brothers. It's always great to have that synergy because you know how deep you can dive and things like that. Variety is always doing his own thing in solo. He could pop off as well. Um, this team, damn, dude. It's now if I had to put a million, if I had to put 15, like $35,000 on what I thought would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth here. Let me finish talking about Luminosity so I can tell you guys what I would think. Luminosity, Joshi, a Hunter from EU. He played pretty good. He was pretty consistent in that land. Kiki in support, questionable. Can he do it? I love Kiki, but can he do it? I mean, I don't see why not. But is it gonna be healthy for the team? This team is the biggest question mark on it. Um, there's decent players there. Mollusk, personally I don't like Mollusk too much, but he's not a bad player. So can he perform? Maybe, maybe not. Xalia, I've seen Xalia play for a while. He could do his own thing. He'll do his own thing in solo lane. Whether this team meshes or not, Oceans, I'm cool with Oceans too, but I just don't see this team working out too well. Can they? Yeah, there's a chance, but these rosters are pretty stacked. So if I had to put $35,000 on what would be first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven. Wait, how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, am I retarded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why did I think there was more teams than 10? I don't know. Whatever. All right. So if I had to really, really put a bunch of money, 35K on this, and I really don't like losing money, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Damn, I hate doing this to my Dignitas. I love tricks. Sixth, seventh, eighth. We can barely see the mouse. All right, so I'll just say the name. Yo, Hayes with a tier 3 sub. Holy shit. Can I get some non-stop love in the chat for my man? I got you guys. I'll say the names. Yo, I love you, Hayes. Get some. Yo, if you got Super Saiyan in the chat, put it in chat, man. Man, got tier 3. That's all I got to say. Yo, I love you, bro. Thank you, man. All right, so I would think first place would be Pittsburgh Knights. Reasoning being, I feel like there's just too much talent on one team, and I think personality-wise, they're gonna mesh too good. They're gonna mesh fast, and people have that question like, oh, are they gonna mesh? Is that the question? I think they're gonna mesh. I don't doubt that they're gonna mesh, and I think there's too much talent on this team. If you put it together and they mesh, they're just gonna play well. That guy with another good stuff to Jake, baby. Get some love in the chat for the homie. Splice, second place. This is for the first split. I don't know how they're gonna do the splits. I think it's one split and two. There's two splits now. From what I remember. I don't even know, to be honest. But I think first place. Pittsburgh Knights first place. I already gave my reasoning. Splice second place. You guys know why. I mean, they're all beasts. They're all beasts in each role. They calm properly. They have good team fights. They have good synergy. They have great picks and bans. I think Sply's returning. They're gonna be second place. I think third place will be PBM's team. I think Team Rival will be third place. They have the same thing with this team. Um, they have talent all across the board. And I think if it's just a lot of meshing right now, man. It's so many teams with different people that they probably never played with before. They could be friends, but playing and being a friend is completely different. Um, so third place, fourth place is between SSG and for me and SK Gaming. Ah, damn, if I was to do it for money, I need to keep saying it. If I was to do it for money, what would I say? Um, money wise, I, who's their soul laner? Scary Deocore. I'll give it SSG. Fourth place. SK fifth place. I love my Dignitas, man. I love Tricks and I love Cubo. There's so much talent on this team, man. Straight up.
Gonna tip Chapo instead of Cam Girls. Song request.
Thank you, Divine. Appreciate the dono. I got you, man. And I hate doing this with Dignitas because there's so much talent here. It feels really rough just saying that they're gonna be sixth place. Like it just doesn't even feel right. Like looking at these names and saying sixth place, you know. But I just think it's about the mesh, man. If they, prove me wrong, please prove me wrong that because you guys are nasty. And then seventh place, Trifecta. I mean, homies all across the board. I love Wowie. I love Weekend. I love that. I'm really cool with Labs, but Ducky's a brother too. Yannick, I'm pretty cool with Yannick. I'm sure with him. Um, I mean, just prove me wrong. Seventh place. I think Trifecta, and then Luminosity eighth place. And that's just if I was gonna put money on it, that's the way I would do it. Nothing against nobody. That's just my honest opinion and the only way I could put it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, shout out to. Hope you guys enjoyed YouTube. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Appreciate you guys. Thanks chat for chilling with us.